Shaping Rutherford County. The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are we on, Brian? Oh, hey. Okay, now. I can hear myself now. Hey, Avon, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good.
Well, you've been doing some serious improvising over there.
Got some wires that are not working right.
Did you get it?
But I think I got it.
Doggone, man, I was impressed. Brian was assisting somehow. What were you doing, Brian?
I was like the scrub nurse, giving supplies. He said scalpel, and I get him the scalpel.
Well, I saw him skinning some wire over there. And pulling it down.
Yeah.
So, good to see you, Brian. Missed you last week. Appreciate event covering. I understand our friend D. Lynn was here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's great. And I had a great weekend with my daughter Katie and granddaughter Ellis. Appreciate y'all covering and allowing me to come back. And,
Anything? Well,
he's testing it, folks.
You hear any buzzing?
No. I could hear it just a second ago on this end, but just a buzz or a pop.
Yeah, that's where it is. Well, John, just go ahead and talk a little bit.
All right, I'll talk a little.
And I'll wrap this again and try it again.
I'm going to route it again, folks. So, Brian. I hadn't heard from Mick or Rooney. Have you heard from Mickey? I hope he's okay. Anybody heard from him?
It's the end of the month. It's probably payday.
Payday. He always splurges on payday, I think. Well, today, let's see. On this day, April 26th. Today's April 26th, correct?
I believe it is.
I think all day, yeah.
Yeah, all day long. And on this day, 2013. Do you know what occurred in music history on this day, April 26, 2013?
April 26, 2000. Boy, that's not that long ago.
11 years today.
Was it a big deal?
I think a really big deal. I'll give you a hint. Y'all want a musical hint?
Sure.
Don't rock the jukebox. I want to hear George Jones.
There we go.
All right. Good timing.
Yeah.
George Jones passed away at age 81, April 26, respiratory failure. But to me, I think living to 81, George Jones living to 81 was quite an accomplishment.
He was on borrowed time for a while, wasn't he?
I mean, if you'd gone, 20 years earlier, and I'd have lost a lot of money betting he would never live to be in his 80s. But but he straightened up. That
got it
final
together.
wife of his, they had a lovely relationship. She survived him and got him straight and
A friend
sober.
of mine who played music down there, was coming back one time, like early in the morning, and he was going down that road for the old Franklin Pike.
Yeah,
and
which is like 8th Avenue,
right
downtown.
I mean, this was
Back in the day.
what was the name of that place he had out there? He had a Nestle Down. I think that's what it was called.
Nestle Down Farms.
Yeah,
that's on Highway 96.
Yeah, the Franklin.
Yeah, the Franklin Road.
Anyway,
that's
he
where
was
he
driving.
lived. That's where he lived.
He was driving back, and he almost ran over a guy on a lawnmower, and it was George.
Well, the stories are true.
Yeah, they're true.
I think it was either when he was married to Tammy or I don't know who. Maybe it was his last wife that locked the car keys up and he'd take the lawnmower down to the liquor store.
Yeah. Well, hey.
He did a song about
resourceful.
Well, that's an appropriate one to start with. His first number one. What do you think? 1959. George Jones' first number one. Well, in North Carolina, way back in the hills, me and my old pappy had a hand in steel. We brewed white lightning till the sun went down. Then he'd get him a jug and he'd pass it around. Mighty, mighty pleasing, pappy's corn squeeze and whoosh, yeah, white lightning. Well, the G-men, T-men, revenues too, searching for the place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept a cooking that whoosh, yeah. Why, lightning.
Keep going, John. I'll be there in a while.
I'm gonna go on ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I asked my old pappy why he called his brew White Lightning instead of a Mountain Dew. I took a little sip and right away I knew, as my eyes bugged out and my face turned blue. Mighty light flashing, thunder started crashing, shoosh, yeah, White Lightning. Well, the G-men, T-men, revenues too, searching for the place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept a cooking that whoosh, yeah, White Lightning.
Oh, man.
Well, a city slicker came, he said, I'm tough. I think I want to taste that powerful stuff. He took one glug and drank it on down. I heard him moaning as he hit the ground. Mighty, mighty pleasing, Pappy's corn squeezing, whoosh, yeah, White Lightning. Well, the G-men, T-men, revenues too, searching for the place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept a cooking that whoosh, yeah, White Lightning. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept a cooking that ooh, yeah, White Lightning.
Yeah, that was a huge hit.
First number one, 1959, and he took up quite a bit of. Brian has brought something.
Well, hey, that looks like one of mine.
It's not.
Let's try that.
Technical difficulties, folks, but we're getting there.
Just keep her here, and I'll if this thing messes up again, I'll plug that in. Thank you, buddy. Wow, and I'll give it back when I'm done. I promise.
Yeah, watch him, Brian. Watch him.
Oh, okay.
Hey, now, I think you're there.
Yep, I'm here. You know what they say,
So,
wherever you are, there you're at.
Was that the second or third time made
sorry.
the charm? Was that the third time made the charm, the second, the fourth? Are you improvising that
Well,
wire?
the third time.
Third time
I've
was a
got
charm,
it
I thought.
taped up. Tape is good if it sticks and holds, but it never does stick and hold. It just kind of lets go.
I tell you, folks, he's been dedicated to his craft, his music. He rolled in this morning and looked in his guitar case and remembered that he had loaned it, and we won't call anybody out, throw anybody under the bus, his cord, and he'd actually jumped in his van, drove back home, brought this cord, then worked on it, operated on it.
And then Brian found one that they had up here.
Well,
thank you, Brian. You're a good man.
We're gonna move up to the year 1960. The next year, a number 2 hit for George Jones.
That's the year we moved to Bellwood.
Is that right? Look at
That
there.
came out of my box of cables.
Oh,
Brian's box of
Show that
cables.
to
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, put that in front of the camera there so people can see it. Yes. All right.
Awesome.
And I figured you probably had something like that around. Every radio station has something like that. My problem is I got stuff like that in the back of my little red van.
Really?
But it
Oh,
wasn't
God.
but it wasn't in there.
That's wild. That's wild. Folks, y'all, and that's odd because you look in the back of Avon's van.
Oh, don't look in the
You'd
back.
be amazed if it's not there because it has everything in the world back there.
Oh man, I gotta get rid
So
of that.
1960, number 2. 15 years later, Mickey Gilley had a number 1 with this song, "The Window
Oh,
of
it's
a
a
Boat."
great song.
I've been living a new way of life that I love so, but I can see the clouds are gathering and the storm will wreck our home. For last night he hugged you tightly and you didn't even show. This is true, for I was watching from the window up above. You might have thought that I was sleeping. Oh Lord, I wish that I had been. But it's best to get to know you and the way your heart can sin. I thought we belonged together, and our hearts fit like a glove. But I was wrong, for I was watching from the window up above. From my eyes the teardrops started as I listened on and on. Heard you whisper to him softly that our marriage was all wrong. But I hope he makes you happy and you'll never lose his love. I just lost mine while I was watching from the window up above. How I wished I could be dreaming to my own true love. But I can't, for I was watching from the window up above. Incredible. I listened to
Yeah, well, that was a
I
huge
listened to
hit.
George driving all the way down this morning. I tell you, he could
Bring a tear to a glass eye, buddy.
he just was incredible. Incredible. And what a boy. And I tell you, I listened to, actually driving home last night, his live concert of him in Knoxville. You've got to go on YouTube and watch that. I mean, it is, I don't know how many people are there. It's incredible. And it's thousands and thousands and thousands, and they're going crazy over George, and he's just bringing it. It's just awesome.
You know what his nickname was?
Possum, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and
He
I
looks like that.
got an old album that he's on. He's got that flat top.
Oh, yeah.
And got them dark eyes with no irises.
Yeah.
And by golly, he looks like a possum.
That's how I got the name.
I know it, but I never
That's how
really realized how much it's like, well, I'm a dog.
That's
Well,
how
no,
you
I'll
got
be
the
a
name.
possum.
Every time I see one on the side of the road, I think of George.
Well, there's George.
Number one, 1962, his second. Oh, what a classic, Giorgio. Just because I ask a friend about her, just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because I rang her number by mistake today, she thinks I still care. Just because I haunt the same old places where the memory of her lingers everywhere. Just because I'm not the happy guy I used to be, she thinks I still care. But if she's happy thinking I still need her, then let that silly notion bring her cheer. Oh, how could she ever be so foolish? Oh, where did she get such an idea? Oh, just because I ask a friend about her, and just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because I saw her then went all to pieces, she thinks I still care. How could she think I'd still care. All right.
She thinks I don't care.
I don't know why I missed that A.
Well,
I missed that A there. I had a mental block, even.
well, if you hadn't told anybody, nobody would have noticed.
You noticed.
Well,
You
I
already
didn't.
noticed.
I didn't say anything.
No, but I saw you cock your eyes over at me. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, Benny Goodman used to do that with. They called him Benny's Beeman.
Benny's
The
Beeman.
guy would make a mistake in his little, Benny
Orchestra?
Good Quartet.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, there's some hot players. And they make a mistake, and he would cut his eyes. He'd never cut them in any slag, and he'd beam at them.
What they probably called the look.
The look.
Oh, I just got the look.
I got used to it, and I got to where I didn't worry about the look. Just only when Mama did
I've
it.
noticed that women have a look. I call it the face of death.
Oh man,
No one. I bet Marlene's given you a face of death once or twice. Am I right?
Yeah. One time I came in home, it was like a late gig. It was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my dear.
And it was just, we started playing, and people kept showing up, and
Yeah.
players kept coming in. It's a long time ago.
Oh,
It was
I
before my
understand.
hair turned white. And I said, oh, Marlene's going to kill me, and she's got every right to. But I go in the house, and the house is dark, and I walk in the bedroom, and I can feel the heat from that bed, and
Yeah.
I can see those eyes. And
Oh.
yeah, it's like, and I just
Oh.
laid down. I said, just forgive me when you find the time. But that was, you talk about that look.
Those laser eyes cut right through you. The face of death. All you men out there know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and they deserve it too.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not talking undeserved. I'm just saying, no one can do it like a woman. I don't think. So 1964, number 3. But it's interesting how popular this song was in his concerts. He'd break into this and people would go crazy. And so is it?
This is real. This people say, "Well, what is country?" This is real. This is real country.
Oh yeah.
If people don't have an idea of what country is, listen to George Jones.
Oh yeah.
And Loretta and whatever. That's real country, and they're not doing that. There's a few artists that get real close to the feel, the right feel.
But nobody.
But I
like
don't
George.
think. I don't think Beyonce, and she's a great artist and whatever.
Oh yeah.
But
That's not
man,
country.
and
Yeah.
she sounded okay.
Yeah.
But it ain't country.
No. That's Waylon Jackson. Don't rock the jukebox.
Yeah.
Wanna hear George Jones?
Exactly. Exactly.
And George, it's funny, again, that Knoxville live concert, you've got to watch the whole thing on YouTube.
I'll check
He
that out.
talks constantly about loving country music. Every time he does it, the crowd goes crazy. I can tell these folks in Knoxville love their country music, and they all go nuts. And he said that many times he's making reference to, he sings pure country. And,
Well, he talks about country is life.
that's right.
I mean, the real where the rubber meets the road kind of experience, you know.
So, 1964, number 3, but a standard George Jones if there ever was one. I feel tears welling up cold and deep inside, like my heart sprung a big break. And the stab of loneliness, sharp and painful, may never shake. Now you might say I was taking it hard since you wrote me off with a call. Hey, don't you wager that I'll hide my sorrow when I may break right down and fall. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backside. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back there, trying not to fall. Yeah, my heart's out of the running. True love scratched for another sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. We're going up. One day I'd ventured in love, never once suspecting what the final results would be. How I lived in fear, waking up each morning and finding you're gone from me. There's aching and pain in my heart from the day that I hated to face. Somebody new came up to win her, and I went out in second place. Now the race is on, and here comes pride up the backside. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back there, trying not to fall. Yeah, my heart's out of the running. True love scratch for another sake. The race is on and it looks like Hardy, and the winner loses all. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back there, trying not to fall. Yeah, my heart's out of the running. True love scratch for another sake. The race is on and it looks like heartache, and the winner loses all. And the winner loses all. Yeah. Glad you got that bass chomping there, eh, Ben?
Oh, man. We're moving a little rapid.
Wouldn't sound right without it. Just wouldn't. And here comes Brian Barrett. I think
The Brian Barrett Show, starring Brian Barrett.
Brian went on. He went in that secret room over
It's
there.
just, what are they doing there?
I don't know, but it's scary.
It's
dark.
dark.
It's got dark
Yeah, it's
glass,
dark
and they go in there and they
glass.
close the door and they do something weird. What is it, Brian? I think
hear-
we're going to take a little brief commercial break and hear from our wonderful sponsors, loyal sponsors, and we'll be right back. Thank you, folks.
Does your home need freshening up? Let our family at Farrah Construction help you. We do painting, new flooring, anything that you need. If you can dream it, Farrah Construction can turn it into reality. Farrah Construction offers high-quality craftsmanship, quick response, and attention to detail. For home restoration at a price you can afford, Farrah Construction can get the job done no matter how big or small it is. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Farrah Construction Company.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna.
Come see me, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance in downtown Smyrna today.
Online at rayburn.net.
Former CI Officer Jason Hansen here, inviting you to a special financial briefing this Thursday. As a former CI officer, I protected my country and family from threats for decades. Now I recommend that all Americans guard their financial security from threats to the U.S. dollar. During this exclusive summit, you'll get top strategies for safeguarding your wealth and creating a bulletproof financial plan. Call my friends at Advantage Gold today at 800-741-GOLD to register for free. Again, 800-741-GOLD right now.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street, across from the tall NHC building, is an upscale boutique thrift shop. Proceeds from sales benefit Greenhouse Ministries, a faith-based nonprofit serving the underserved here in Murfreesboro. The Garden Patch offers competitive prices on name-brand clothing, furniture, large appliances, household items, toys, and more. Shopping at the Garden Patch helps Greenhouse Ministries inspire, give hope, and change lives. The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street in downtown Murfreesboro.
We're at Adams Place talking with John Hood. What advice do you have for someone considering a move?
Well, I would encourage them to check out Adams Place. Come and personally see the facilities, talk to the personnel, and get a true feel of Adams Place.
I'm Terry Deal, Rutherford County's premier retirement community with all 5 levels of care. Call me for more information about Adams Place, located at 1927 Memorial Boulevard, across from Walmart.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
When a family member is lost as a result of someone else's negligence, the grief can be unbearable. It also leaves you with a lot of questions like, how did this happen? Who's responsible? And is my family going to be okay? That's a lot to go through, but with the law offices of John Day on your side, you don't have to go through any of it alone. We understand what you're going through, and we have the experience to get the answers, justice, and compensation your family deserves. Call the law offices of John Day.
For over 77 years, you've depended on WGNS to let you know what's happening here at home, and you still can. Give the gift of life at our local Red Cross. It's at 501 Memorial Boulevard here in Murfreesboro. Make an appointment at a time that fits your schedule. Call them now at 800-RED-CROSS. Maybe you're new to town and would like to learn more about the community. The Rutherford County Historical Society invites you to Ransom School from 9 to noon this Saturday. They'll be talking about history, and you'll be enjoying coffee and donuts. It's all free. And Ransom School is at 717 North Academy Street. This Saturday is Drug Take Back Day. You can take drugs back to all of the police agencies in our community. That's this Saturday. And of course, the Sheriff's Office, as well as Murfreesboro Police, they take back drugs every day throughout the year.
For more Good Neighbor events, check our website, WGNSradio.com.
Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
Skies become mostly sunny here this afternoon with a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low near 66. Saturday, becoming sunny, high of 83. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS.
Currently, it's 58.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, MTE Sharing Change has now donated more than $11 million to local nonprofits assisting worthy causes in our community. MTE, serving to make life better since 1936.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And we're back with you. Johnny B with Avon Lane. Mickaroonie Gannon is MIA today.
In your A?
MIA.
Oh, MIA. I thought you were saying he was M in your...
Oh.
Wow. Whoa, that took a dark turn.
Avon's
it
mind,
did. I didn't mean
it.
It
doesn't take much for Avon's mind just to go there.
Apparently.
I can't hear.
So I did find what I was talking to you during the break.
All right. What'd you find?
I watched George and Tammy. I didn't know a lot about George Jones before, but he, in that show, the character, I think is what was Dale, somebody Shannon, Michael Shannon, I think, he depicted George Jones. But apparently George Jones had, when he was on alcohol or drugs, which was, I guess, most of the time,
a lot of
he had two separate personalities that would come out.
Oh.
And one was named D Doodle and had a duck type voice.
Oh.
So he talked like Donald
Duck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the other was an old man. So he would talk in an old man voice. So apparently that happened when he...
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's factual, you think, huh? So
this is on an article called George Jones, 8 Heartbreaking Moments.
Wow.
Talks about the Porter Wagner incident and...
Oh, my.
Incredible.
Peanut Montgomery.
Well, good for you, Brian.
So, yeah.
Learn something today.
Let me...
Musicology. Another musicology factoid. What else, Brian?
You all were talking about some musical festivals and things, and it just reminds me I'm going to be talking to the school board members who are helping to organize Jazz Fest, and it's tonight and tomorrow at the Fountains at Gateway. So,
is that the first Saturday in May still? Is that when they're doing it?
No, it's this weekend.
Oh, it's this weekend.
So there's been a transition with Jazz Fest. They brought it back last year, but Main Street Murfreesboro is not organizing it.
Ah.
So it's a...
Well, a shout out to Jazz Fest.
Yeah,
it's
good
a jazz,
for them.
So tonight and tomorrow.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
I think it's tonight at 6 and tomorrow at 10, but we'll have more on it. But I just thought your musical folks might like to know.
Well, yes. And speaking of musical festivals, Johnaroo 4 is right around the corner, May 11th, Brian. Giving you a personal invitation right here on the air.
Right.
May 11th, 2 to 6. 710 River Hill Road, Sparta, Tennessee.
Sparty.
Free admission. We depend on your kind donations.
How do you get to Sparta?
You can't get there from here.
No.
Well, there's a...
Now, from here, it's real simple. Woodbury, McMinnville, Sparta.
It's close to Calf Killer Creek.
Yeah.
Where his place is. That tells you anything.
Can you go through Las Casas on the highway?
You can.
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
through Smithville that way.
That's a good way to go.
Is that the shorter way or is it the longer way?
Well, if you're on that side of town, that's the best way to go.
Okay.
If you're on that side of town, when my sister was in that assisted living facility out there, one on the right, as you're going out.
Uh-huh.
That's the way I'd always go, right through Smithville, and it's straight shot It's just absolutely a straight shot all the way there.
Once you
A lot
turn
less
off
turn.
of Las Casas Highway, you turn right, and you
That's
just
it.
stay on that, go over Sligo Bridge, is that
That's
right?
it, Sligo, and just
that's
stay
how-
there,
well,
right
that's-
on, right into Spartatown.
That's Highway 70, I think.
78. That's 70S going through McMinnville.
Right.
But anywho, 1967, number 1. Walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Share all your dreams with me. For I love you so. In life we search, and some of us find. I've looked for you a long, long time. And now that I found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Share all your dreams with me. For I love you so. In life we search, and some of us find. I've looked for you a long, long time. And now that I found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Yes, come take my hand and walk through this world with me. You know, it's I was reading about George's bio yesterday, and he had done another concert in Knoxville just 2 weeks before he died. A full live concert. And this is a certain kind of respiratory failure. I can't remember the medical term that apparently can come on very suddenly and take you right out. And that's so I mean, 2 weeks earlier he felt good enough to travel to Knoxville and do another, at least his second or third. They love him up there. They love him everywhere.
How old was he when he
81.
passed? 81.
81 years old. Unbelievable. And very interesting song here. One of the writers is George Ritchie, who later married Tammy Wynette after she and George divorced. And
This is a unusual kind of song.
It is, and that Norris Wilson was known as Norro Wilson. He wrote a lot of incredible songs that people don't know what an incredible songwriter. He just wasn't one of those named songwriters that you'd recognize quite often. But man, he wrote some incredible songs. And, so I love this song, and I love his key change right after the first verse. It's just rare you see something like that. It's really unique. A picture of me without you. Imagine a world where no music was playing, and think of a church with nobody praying. Have you ever looked up at a sky with no blue? Then you've seen a picture of me without you. Have you walked in a garden where nothing was growing, or stood by a river where nothing was flowing? If you've seen a red rose unkissed by the dew, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Can you picture heaven with no angels singing, or quiet Sunday morning with no church bells ringing? If you've watched as the heart of a child breaks in two, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Can you picture heaven with no angels singing, or quiet Sunday morning with no church bells ringing? If you've watched as the heart of a child breaks in two, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Yes, then you've seen a picture of me without you. Pretty incredible song.
Yeah.
I wish I'd wrote it.
He hangs with them ballads, don't he?
He does, man. And no one can bring him like George. So we're going to have to... Oh, we're doing good here. So, Avent.
Yes, sir.
I tried to put numbers on here, just hoping that... hoping I don't have the wrong numbers.
Right.
Well, we're going to do this up in the key of F, if we can.
Elf.
Look like I'm still in pretty good tune. Isn't that wild? What a classic George Jones song. Number 1 from 1974. I'd say this is one of his signatures, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What? Look again. Written by Nora Wilson. George Ritchie again and Carmel Taylor. Wow.
You stick with what you know.
That's right.
They were a team.
Step right up. Come on in. If you'd like to take the grand tour of a lonely house that once was home, sweet home. I have nothing here to sell you, just some things that I will tell you, some things I know will chill you to the bone. Over there sits the chair where she'd bring the paper to me and sit down on my knees and whisper, oh, I love you. But now she's gone forever, and this old house will never be the same without the love that we once knew. Straight ahead, there's the bed where we'd lay in love together, and Lord knows we had a good thing going here. A7. See her picture on the table. Don't it look like she'd be able just to touch me and say, good morning, dear. There's her rings and all her things, and her clothes are in the closet just like she left them when she tore my world apart. As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy, taking nothing but our baby and my heart. Step right up, come on in. I was playing that wrong. I was playing that wrong.
Well, no comment.
That should have stayed right there.
Yep.
I don't know why I was thinking. This is the second stanza of the verse that goes up. Step right up, come on in. Take the grandeur of a lonely house once I'm done. Nothing here to tell you, just some things that I will tell you. Things that I will tell you to the bone. For some reason I was hearing that wrong. Sorry, folks. Oh, a classic. Oh. The Door, another number one. And look at the writer, Nora Wilson, this time with Billy Sherrill. Can you believe that, David?
Get the best writers. They're cranking them out.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. Where's that going to be? It's going to be G. That's going to be...
Well, you got...
Hope I got the right number there.
What, C? It's in C?
It's going to be in D.
Okay.
Well, I'm capo, and that's why I put those numbers. I think they're right. The Door. We need a... What's going to be our sound of the door? Just... I guess it'll have to be just that, you think?
That'll work.
Just... All right. Let's get back together here, Johnny B. Come on. I've heard the sound, my dear old mama crying, and the sound of the train that took me off to war, and the awful sound of 1,000 bombs exploding. And I wondered if I could take it anymore. There were times when they almost drove me crazy, but I did my best and took it like a man. And who would think in my lonely room I'd hear it, the one sound in the world my heart can't stand. To hear that sound and to know it's really over. Through tear-stained eyes, I watched her walk away. And of earthquake storms and guns and war, Lord, nothing has ever hurt me more than that lonely sound, the closing of the door. Here we go. And of earthquake storms and guns and war, Lord, nothing has ever hurt me more than that lonely sound, the closing of the door. The Door.
Yeah.
Man. George Jones. Oh, then, this was... I'm gonna do this in E, Avon. I think you got two versions of it, but the second one should be the E natural.
Okay.
No question, the biggest hit of his entire career. came late in his career, later in his career, 1980. But it also took Great Persuasion. I think it was by Billy Sherrill. He didn't like the song.
He did not like this song.
And it took quite some time and quite some persistent urging. I'm pretty sure it was Billy Sherrill that produced this, and finally George acquiesced, did the song, and it went crazy. And
yeah, it went nuts.
And heard him talk about it. And he said, I don't know what was wrong with me. I had no idea what was wrong with me, that I didn't like this song when I first heard it, but I didn't.
It's kind of morbid is what the deal
Well,
is.
it is. And maybe it reminded him too much of maybe Tammy, and him being. And I'm pretty sure George thought he'd probably go before Tammy or any of his wives because of the way he was living. But he said, I love you till I die. She told him you'll forget in time. As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind, kept her picture on his wall, went half crazy now and then. He still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. Kept some letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smiling you. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door. Soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. She came to see him one last time. And we all wondered if she would.
Too high this early.
And it kept running through my mind. This time he's over her for good. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door. Soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. He stopped loving her today. And we're going to take another short break here at Brian Barrett's behest. Be right back.
Rutherford County is one of the fastest growing communities in Tennessee. This is Mike Klassen, the general manager at Middle Point Landfill. As a Class 1 landfill, Middle Point accepts non-hazardous municipal solid waste, approved special waste, and commercial waste. We have served this region for 2 decades, providing free disposal to all Rutherford County residents and low-cost disposal to Rutherford County businesses. Learn more at middlepointlandfill.com. For public services, we are sustainability in action.
This is Kim Dunaway from Sunshine Nutrition Center. You hear me on Monday mornings at 7:20 talking about how to lead a healthier lifestyle. We carry supplements, personal care, and grocery items at both our Murfreesboro and Smyrna locations, family owned and operated since 1989.
Spring has sprung, and that means it's time to start planning for your summer road trips. With Bud's Tire Pros by your side, your vehicle will be ready to see the mountains, the beaches, and everything in between. With Bud's Tire Pros' full line of Michelin tires and products, you'll have the peace of mind to hit the road no matter what you drive. Bud's Tire Pros is only 3.5 miles from the Murfreesboro Square. Call Bud's Tire Pros at 896-TIRE or online. Bud's Tire Pros, TN.com.
We're visiting with Jennifer Sanchez, manager of Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift at 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
You're not just walking into just a big warehouse. You're walking into rooms. We've got a media room. We've got a boutique room. We've got a vintage room, a furniture area, kitchen, all that.
Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift.
Every day you go in there, I promise you it's changing.
Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift, 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Online at steeredstraightthriftstore.org.
In retirement, it's all about income. Your money, making money, and you're not spending down your principal. That's the way we do it at Retirement Income Solutions. So if you're spending down your principal or your money's not making money, keeping you ahead of inflation, check us out today at risolutions.net. risolutions.net. And make sure to join us Saturdays at noon and Sunday afternoons at 1 for Retirement Income Solutions Radio with Nathan Cox and Lindsay Cotter.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And we're back. Johnny B with Avett Lane and Brian Barrett, our wonderful producer, and has given me this chart of the CMT's 100 greatest country songs. I take issue with some of these.
Yeah.
But as,
well, when
but
you
as
were
he
singing,
pointed out, George Jones, that song we just did is number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
And Tammy, Stand By Your Man is number 1. That's interesting.
I thought it was interesting.
Yes, I find it very interesting.
But with so many, I was just telling Avett, with so many songs that have been done, just to be in the top 100, I mean, even 99 and 100, I mean, you know what I mean?
And by the way, what is it? I didn't look. I didn't get that far. Clint Black's number 100, Killing Time. Wow. Gene Autry's 99, Back in the Saddle. Oh, what about that now?
Wow. No, see, that's getting, more toward the western part of the country.
Well, the thing that depressed me about that list is, Garth Brooks and Alan Jackson and all these guys that were in the 90s, and they have big careers, but that's classic country now, and I grew up with that.
Yeah, classic. I don't see how they can call it classic country. But if you want to say classic country, you have to go back to Lester Frouton, Earl Scruggs, and that stuff, and the stuff that the old-timey music.
Well, that's still been 40 years ago, so, I mean, that's pretty classic.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking nearly 100 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, and John Aroo on May 11th is in Sparta, Tennessee, Lester Flatt's hometown, where Lester Flatt lived.
What makes music, or what makes a genre or a song a classic song, a classic country tune?
That is one of those.
Doesn't classic mean it has to be done a certain way for it to be authentic?
And it's got to stand the test of time.
Right.
Classic to me
be around
denotes,
long enough, right?
Classic kind of denotes time almost to me, that it's.
Well, it's like a classic car,
Yeah.
It stands the test of time. A '67 Mustang,
right. And actually it gets more appreciation, more followers as it goes along, and its popularity not only remains, often grows.
And it's rediscovered.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. Oh, before we go further, need to tell folks what is happening musically around Hop Springs this weekend. Eric Lopez is going to be hosting the jam, and the guys will be out there. Start at 2:30 and go to 5:30.
Hop Springs. This Sunday.
Yeah. And I've started a thing out there on Wednesday evenings, starting at 5:30. A jazz thing, laid back classic jazz. I think people really enjoyed it. I want to get the jazz players to come out and hang if they want to or whatever, and hopefully we'll expand that and have special guests. We've had a few special guests already.
Excellent.
So it's a different thing. There's nothing going around town at all like that. But
I think it's very cool what you put together there, bro.
And of course, we got City Cafe tomorrow with Everett and Elaine.
Yeah.
And
more power to you, bro.
Well, one of the things I was telling you, good news that there's an organization. Well, the Uncle Dave Macon folks.
They're going to come back.
They're going to
resurrect it.
They're going to resurrect it. It's going to take time to get it, all the different permutations. They just got to get it going,
Sure.
and they're going to do it out at Hop Springs.
Excellent.
Hopefully, by the time Hop Springs will have a huge outdoor stage already built in and everything.
Unbelievable.
And they got 100 acres or better of
wow,
frisbee golf and all that
Crazy.
stuff. And
Awesome.
I think it's a perfect venue for
Absolutely.
it. But that place is less than a mile away where
I
Uncle
know.
Dave lived.
I know it. At that
You know,
same neck of the
so-
where he's buried out there.
Hopefully, I've told them. I says, well, we need to resurrect the contests. There's things that was what the draw was
Yeah.
about, and the contests were a big thing.
They were. I'm looking forward.
But
let's
that's
see if we
exciting.
can-
That's
yeah,
exciting.
that is good news. Good news. Let's see if we can squeeze in two more, maybe, Brian. Two more classic Georgia. I can't help but think of my brother when I do this song. My brother sang this so incredibly. He loved George Jones, and he sang this song. Next to George Jones, I never heard anybody sing it better than my brother David. God rest his soul. I've had good luck and bad luck and no luck. It's true, but I always get lucky with you. I've been turned on and turned down when the bars close at 2, but I always get lucky with you. I keep 2 strikes against me most all of the time. When it's down to a phone call, I'm minus a dime. There's been good days and bad days, but when the day is through, I always get lucky with you. I've had 2 strikes against me most all of the time. And when it's down to a phone call, I'm minus the dime. There's been good days and bad days, but when the day is through, I always get lucky with you. Yes, I always get lucky with you. And then we're going to skip right on over to Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes, if you can find that, Avon. In the key of E.
In the key of Echo.
Key of Echo. Well, this song needs to be revised and put George. He needs to be in this song now.
Roy Acuff did a good cover of this tune.
Did he really?
Yeah. And it was.
I'm just going to jump into it. It might be a little out of tune. Sorry about that, but we got to roll here. We're going to start this. But George has got to be added to this song. I mean, lyrically, he needs to be put in it. Don't you think?
Yeah.
You know, this world's full of singers, but just a few are chosen to tear your heart when they sing. Imagine life without them. All your radio heroes, like the outlaw that walks through Jesse's dream. No, there'll never be another red-headed stranger, a man in black, or Folsom Prison Blue. The Okie from Muskogee, or Hello Darling. Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the Opry and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. God bless the boys from Memphis, Blue State Shoes and Elvis. Much too soon he left this world in tears. They tore up the 50s. Oh, Jerry Lee and Charlie. And Go Cat Go still echoes through the years. You know, the heart of country music still beats in Luke the Drifter. You can tell it when he sang I Saw the Light. Old Marty Hankin left him. I can still hear him with me on the silver eagle rolling through the night. Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the Opry and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna fill George Jones's shoes? That's the question. Thanks for having us, folks. Brian, thanks for having us. It's been great to see you again. Break a leg tomorrow and Wednesday. See you later.
All right, buddy.